Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to do a little box opening, just like the title says there. I was only able to do this because originally, so you can see the box here at the top, 2021 Upper Deck AEW. I actually picked this up at the Expo, but I did wanted to leave one sealed. And I'm going to be able to because Klutz and Chara actually had a deal going for the same box at a nice price compared to what was going on at the Expo. So at the Expo over here, we had them going for $299, and I think the best price I saw at one of the tables was basically $250, and which is okay, but it's one of those things where at $250 I can kind of sit back and not to worry about it too much. But then Josh basically reached out to me and let me know. So watching the channel and then let me know through Instagram, let me know that Klutz and Chara was actually doing the sale. So based on the sale, I was able to pick this up along with some card supplies, so made it an overall order that was worthwhile for me. So we're going to get into this one. I'm going to leave the other one sealed just like I originally planned, but now at least I've got one hobby box that I can at least open, even if the blasters aren't available. This will be the only hobby box that I'm going to open to this stuff, but at least I'm able to have some fun with it, and then we'll see. I've got a bunch of the singles that I want already, but I wanted to have the opportunity to open at least one box out of this whole deal. And then down the road here, if I am able to get my hands on a blaster, I'd be happy to open a couple of those. So let's get into it. It is 8 cards per pack, 16 packs per box. The thing with a lot of these hobby boxes, and what made the pricing tricky on these when the secondary market took over, is that it probably went beyond where it should have as far as secondary market is concerned. But there's not even you are not guaranteed a memorabilia per box. I believe it was one in every 4 boxes. So basically you get 3 or 4 per case. I used to have the odds and everything. Originally I talked about it before on the channel. But yeah, you're not guaranteed to get an autograph in every box. So if that's your expectation, then you're going to be disappointed more often than not. But there's a variety of different things that you can pull out of it. And for the most part, like I said, I have a lot of the stuff that I want, but there's certain things that I thought would be kind of fun to pick up. So we're going to grab these. Now, if memory serves me, one of the other things was that traditionally, as people open the packs, they came to realize that the hit was always in one specific spot. So now I don't remember which one it was, but it was left or right. So we'll start on the left and we'll work our way down. So like I said, 8 cards per pack. So I'll build up a little stack here, and we'll see how we do. I've also been kind of having some fun with the ePack thing, and I'll talk about more of that in a separate video, so we'll chat about that. Won't spend too much time on each card. You've seen a lot of this stuff already. It's been a while. So there's your Burley Tribute, and also I don't have as many of the base cards because I basically dealt the gold set, and like I said, I hadn't opened much in the way of packs. So there's Gold Sean Spears. So we got our first parallel here. So Pyro, QT Marshall, like those. Colt Cabana main features, the regular one. Okay. I'll start sorting these out, so a couple more, and then current TNT champion might not be for long, so I'll start building up a little pile here of this stuff here. Let's do the parallels like that, inserts, and then we'll put it like that together. Okay, so like I said, I'll start off in the left, and then we'll work our way down. Let's see how we do. All right, Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix again. They do tend to pair them up. Gold. Okay, so this is a limited edition, so this is basically the version of the finisher for the magazine. So that is probably the best, it is the best non-numbered parallel, but you got to kind of keep an eye open for that. So there's another main features, put that with that one, Hangman Page, and then there's the regular version of that. So if you can see that, there's your 2 variants. So let me see if I can get that zoomed in. There we go. So you can see the comparison of the 2. So they are different. And then Penelope Ford. So I think that's it for that. Got the gold, we'll put that aside. And then we'll go from there. Cool. All right, Dax, tag teams, Powerhouse Hobbs, Chris Statlander, gold. Okay, so there's a canvas, UD canvas called Cabana. There you go. And then we got another main features, Ricky Starks, Lance Archer, and Orrin Anderson. I think as far as the configuration of it, probably in the next iteration you'll see some adjustments made to it because there are certain things that I think probably could be done a little bit differently. There you go, a couple of those. Cody Rhodes Gold. There's the Chris Jericho Pyro. And if I see the Dynamite, I'll show it to you. On the magazine, the Pyro definitely comes off a lot better. Okay, gold. Let me put that aside. Another main feature, Dax Harwood. Dustin Rhodes and Sting. Sean Spears. I'll also figure out the whole lighting situation. Probably be better to have the light above, but that's okay. So we got something else coming up here. We got one of the inserts. I think it's the top rope. Chris Jericho, Brandy Rhodes, Tony Schiavone. There's the gold version of that. There's the top rope, Darby Allin. That's the base version of the top rope. Tag teams, Chris Statlander and Cody Rhodes. It's funny because usually when I open packs of WWE stuff, it's former WWE folks. So now you got Cody Rhodes to go on the other side of the equation. Santana, Nyla Rose. There's MJF. Currently the subject of much controversy, so we'll see what happens with that. Joey Janela. Main features Brandy Rhodes. Here's another Rhodes. So this is the Rhodes Success. This is the silver version, I think. So you got the little bit extra color there. I'll sort it out at the end as well. So Ortiz. All right. Tag teams. Nyla Rose. Britt Baker Gold. Joey Janela. There's another Pyro. Main features Orange Cassidy, Matt Jackson, Justin Roberts, and Anna Jay. Sort everything out at the end. All right, one half of the pack's done. Wardlow, Nick Jackson, Bunny, Billy Gunn. So FTR Canvas. Now, I'm not sure. I'll have to check what the numbering are on the short printed ones. I don't think FTR are one, but there are definitely some short prints there. Nyla Rose main features. Moxley and Frankie Kazarian. And one of the things you do have to keep an eye out on, it's a little bit tricky, is because a lot of them you have to keep an eye out at the bottom, is where you can find the finishers if it's appropriate. I'll sort through them at the end just to make sure, but that's usually how that works. So then I think if based on the first half there, it looks like I think whatever the hit's going to be, it's going to be on the road. So we'll check that out here in a minute, find out if that's true. So QT Marshall, there you go. So now we got something. I'll flip it over in a second. Looks like one of the memorabilia ones. QT Marshall. All right, so we got the Stu Grayson. I'll check that in a moment. So we got Tag Team Jurassic Express. Main features Darby Allin. And we've got a green main feature. So this one is numbered. This one's numbered to 199. So Ortiz. And then behind it is that Stu Grayson. And it is a Stu Grayson memorabilia. And this one is numbered, and it is numbered to 199. So there you go. I think more than likely that's the hit to go along with the numbered card. So that was the second pack on the right. So now you know. And actually, just so you know, as I'm recording this, it's probably going to be upside down when I record it, so I'll have to tilt it 180 degrees to make it work. Colt Cabana, Taz, Britt Baker magazine. There's the Britt Baker Pyro. I think I have one of those already, but no complaints about that. I'll hang on to that. There's another Rhodes to Success. This one with the regular foiling, so not the rainbow foil. Riho, Shida, and Marquen. I discussed it a fair bit when I had Billy Cilio of Upper Deck on here. I'm okay with the configuration of it, but then it was really important to keep the pricing on the boxes accordingly. I know they have no control over the secondary market, but that definitely complicated matters. There's a Brian Cage, UD Canvas. Main features Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and then Jim Ross. Like I said, I'll double check the stuff after. And that was always going to be the problem, is that if the price fell out of whack with the secondary market, you were going to run into the issue that unless you pulled a big hit, you were going to find folks that were going to be disappointed naturally for it. I'm opening this up with the complete understanding of what it is that I'm going to pull, and the price point I had to make sure was comfortable. That's why I wanted to wait for the discount. So there's the main features, Jake Hager, and then here's the silver version of that. So they do a silver version of a variety of them. It is slightly different, as you can see as well. So it's kind of an important distinction. Abaddon, Darby Allin, and Pac. Okay, handful of packs left. Okay, Kip Sabian, Jim JF, Scorpio Sky. So here is the first Dynamite. I'll give you the odds on that in a minute here. Those are pretty good. I like those. Okay, Kenny Omega main features. Tag teams, Nick Jackson and Jake Hager. Okay, we got 3 packs left. I'll have to see also, I'll do a little sort and see how close I am to the regular set. Penta, Big Swole, Sting, Adam Page, Billy Gunn, Pyro. Main features, Tay Conti, Colt Cabana, and John Silver. Okay. Last 2 packs. Orange Cassidy. It's Matt Jackson, Colt Cabana Gold. So we got a Canvas Scorpio Sky. Top Rope, regular version of Ray Phoenix. The Blade, Jake Roberts, and Kenny Omega. Okay. All right, last pack. Here we go. Okay, Tay Conti. Tag teams the Dark Order. The Butcher, John Silver. Cody Rhodes, regular main features. There's the silver version for Sean Spears. Okay, we got an upside down magazine of Cody Rhodes. And Sammy Guevara, last card. So I'll sort these out here. So, appropriate. Bookended, Tay Conti. And Sammy Guevara. So there you go. Kind of a fun coincidence. So I'll sort through these here, and I'll give a little bit of a recap on how I did on this one. All right, so do a little bit of a recap here. Tried to sort everything out into kind of piles. I was going to show you the odds, but especially with the parallels, the different odds are a little bit tiered. So it's a little bit complicated to put together. So rather than do that, I'll just go over this really quickly just so you can kind of see. As kind of expected, it was a bit of a mixed bag as far as the polls. I think I got pretty much nailed the odds on pretty much everything. The autographs, as I mentioned, they're actually 1 in 4 boxes. So it's 1 in 64 packs for an autograph in general, 16 cards per pack. You can do the math real quick. 1 in 4 boxes approximately. So we didn't quite beat the odds in that regard, but we did okay in the rest of it, and some decent parallels and things that I'll introduce into some of my Z folios. So here's the pile of base first. I actually had to go through it a couple of times because initially I had missed some gold that had snuck in there, but that tells you. Design-wise, I think Upper Deck will probably have to update it a little bit. I did get the requisite amount of gold cards, so a variety of it. I already have a complete set, so probably these are going to go into a pile, maybe to be moved somewhere else or to go to ComC. These I actually needed for my set of my Z Folio, so I'll take a look through the checklist and see how they do. And they are pretty. So if you like the Pyro, these are actually kind of fun. So you got Billy Gunn, Britt Baker, Joey Janela, Chris Jericho Magazine, and then QT Marshall. So I picked up 3, 4, 5. 5 of those. And then I got for Brian Cage, I've got the Dynamite, which you can kind of make off there. And then also the limited edition, which is the magazine version of the Finisher Parallel. Again, the odds vary. Because so if I had the base Brian Cage, it would be 1 set of odds, and I'll put that on the screen for you. And then the magazine version of the Dynamite is going to be a different set of odds, even for the same Dynamite parallel, same person, but because this one's a subset, these are actually a little bit tougher. I'm not sure if these got adapted accordingly. I think they also have a different tier of in terms compared to a Finisher. So the magazine limited edition, quote unquote, as the Finisher equivalent, is actually different odds in the Finisher itself in the regular boxes. Next, I was able to get 4 canvas cards. So I got Colt Cabana, Scorpio Sky, Brian Cage, and FTR. So as you can see between all those, fair bit of Brian Cage. 2 top rope parallels, 2 top rope, inserts. These are the base versions. There's also silver and a gold versions as well. And I believe there might be one other one that I'm forgetting, but it's definitely those ones for sure. I did get a memorabilia piece from Stu Grayson of Dark Order. These are numbered to 199. There are some variants on that as well. And then we've got the main features, the green main features. That's the Ortiz, and that's the green, numbered to 199. So the numbered cards are kind of what you're looking for. Now, as far as regular main features, you got these. These are pretty commonly available. Ended up being almost 1 per pack. But with the other ones considered, that's pretty much what it's supposed to be. So we've got those. We've got 2 of the silver version. So they do differ slightly in that it's gray on the outside and then the rainbow foil. So we got Colt Cabana and Sean Spears. And then we got 2 different versions of Roads to Success. We got this one here that's the regular base version. And then we've got the silver variant as well. So 2 different versions of that. Overall, it may not seem like it, but I did have fun with the rip of cards. Like I said, I've been doing the ePack, and I've actually done pretty well in ePack, to be honest with you. And I'll probably talk about that. I'll actually include it as part of this video in a little separate section, just talking about my experience with the ePack thing. I did find I had better luck generally pulling stuff, but I did actually want to have the experience of actually opening some packs directly. And since apparently the retail still hasn't made it over this side of the border, then this is my opportunity. The other hobby box that I've got, that one is staying sealed because, as I said, as a value, based on the way the hobby boxes are priced currently, this would be kind of a rough setup pulled. I actually, like I said, I did okay as far as the odds are concerned, but getting the value back on $200 Canadian is a little bit tough as far as this is concerned, especially now that the product's been out for a little while. And I think I'll do okay on it, and I'll get a little bit of my money back on some of this stuff, and some of the stuff is going in the Z folios anyway, so I'm not going to complain about that. But it was fun. Nonetheless, I appreciated the opportunity to do it. Otherwise, I would have just kept them both closed. So for me, it's kind of an enjoyable experience to be able to do that. But there are other values in that kind of $200 range, even inside the wrestling realm itself. But there you go. I was able to open one box of 2021 Upper Deck AEW. Be able to at least open up one hobby box of it. Like I said, I'll take a couple of minutes here at the tail end talking about the ePack experience by contrast to that, because it combines a couple of things. And then that'll be the end of this video. So when I come back, we'll talk about that, and then I'll give some final thoughts. All right, folks, so here's a little supplemental video here at the end. I said that I was going to talk about the ePack thing a little bit, just kind of do a comparison to what I experienced as far as opening up that hobby box. Also, this is kind of the maiden voyage I'm giving a try. I added a pop filter to the microphone I usually use, so I don't know if it'll make any difference, but I'm trying to make small incremental changes to improve the audio and different things on the channel. So hopefully it helps anyway. So I've got my ePack account here open. Give you a quick rundown of it. This isn't going to be an exhaustive review of ePack, although I will show you a couple of things in here. Really what it comes down to is it's basically Upper Deck's way of doing kind of a digital card service. However, there are a couple of distinctions here, because the first thing when I say that, people are going to go, oh man, digital cards, no. But stick with me for a second, because there is a physical card element to this, and the AEW one will be a good example, but they do other stuff as well with their other licenses, but we'll just use this as an example. So what happens is you can go in here into this platform, set up your account, do all the different things, and then you can set up your account so that you can buy some electronic packs, so some ePacks in here. So what I actually did prior to flipping on the recording for this last section here, what I've been doing basically is I'll buy 3 or 4 packs at a time. They're not cheap. Basically, they stay in line with what the market going rate is, because this is something I chatted with Billy Celio about a little bit here and there. It was referenced, I think, on one of our discussions for sure. And what it comes down to is the pricing basically goes in line with what the market going rate is, because they don't want to undercut their LCSs and their distributors, because that wouldn't be very fair. Imagine if you did that and then suddenly they caught wind of it, and you're kind of screwing them over. So it wouldn't be a good scene. That said, like I said, it's not cheap, but it is tremendously convenient. Obviously, like I said, up until I had the chance to open up that box that you got to see earlier in this video, I don't have any retail here. I haven't been able to get a chance to get a hold of it, any of it in Canada, other than the hobby boxes, which were very expensive. The sale allowed me to get a chance to open that one up, but that's the only reason I was able to. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to open any real packs. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open these packs here for you on the video, and then I'll quickly show you kind of how a couple of things work. Like I said, this is not going to be exhaustive, but I figure I would give you a little contrast to it. Now, one of the things that I noticed for sure is that in contrast to the way that it goes as far as both the retail and the hobby, there are quite a number of really good cards that were available that were pullable by ePack. Now, one important thing I'm going to say here, I mentioned a moment ago, but there is a physical element to this. So when you open up these packs, which I'm going to do in a second, all the base cards are basically digital-only cards, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case, and I'll explain that more once I do a little showcase of the collection feature here. But what happens is, all the inserts and anything that's not a base card, those are all cards that can be converted into physical cards. And I'll talk about how that looks in a minute. Once again, I get to the collection section, I'll show you kind of what that looks like. But it is kind of interesting the way they decided to do it. So let's go in here. I bought 3 packs for the purposes of this section of the video. So I'm going to open up the packs. So I'm going to say, yep, open it up. And then I'm actually going to go in here. All right, prepare yourselves. Here we go. I'm about to open these packs live. So 3 more bonus packs in addition to my ones from my box. So here we go. So we hit the button here. So that's an Orange Cassidy card. So that is a digital card. So let's go through. I'm going to zip through a couple of these here. Okay, so this one is main. This is a main features one. I think it's a silver one for Sting. So that would be a physical card, but I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So again, top rope insert, Nick Jackson, that's a physical card. And then this is the base card, so that's going to stay digital. And a gold Brandy Rhodes and Tay Conti. So we got 2 more packs. Let's open it up. And we'll take a look and see what we get. Cross our fingers and see if we can pull something cool. I haven't pulled anything like super crazy, but I've definitely pulled some decent cards out of this. So let's see if we get any luck here. All right, Reynolds, Cody Rhodes, Ortiz. Yep, nothing doing. Evil Uno. So there is Lucha Brothers UD Canvas. That's cool. That's probably one I needed. Another Nick Jackson top rope. So in 2 packs, that's come on, some digital collation up there. You got to help me out a little bit with that one. All right, last one of these digital packs for this time. Let's take a look. All right, so here we go. Lance Archer, Sammy Guevara, Brandy Rhodes, Scarwood, another main features, Trent, question mark. Cody Rhodes, Pyro. Okay, Matt Hardy. Okay, nothing too crazy as far as this is concerned. So let me go to new items. So this will show you the ones that I just pulled just right now. So let's look and scroll through here. It gives you a little bit of information. Cool, fine, no problem. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to go into my show all items, my collection feature. So here we are. So this includes basically, so this is the new arrivals. I picked up one of these, and then here are the various ones for the Upper Deck, for the AEW product that I just opened up some packs of. Now, I'll tell you that you're not seeing everything I previously had, but I am going to show you something that is kind of interesting. Like I mentioned before, all these base cards are all digital only. However, if you get at least 5 of them, it is possible to convert them into a physical card, and you actually get a special kind of gold foil card. And what happens is if you go into your attributes here, you're going to see that it says can be combined. So you can click on that and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so in this case, actually, I'm able to show you. So that's kind of cool. So what happens is these 4 cards out of the digital packs that I've opened up, I've actually been able to pull enough copies of these so that I met the 5. So as soon as you hit 5, you can actually combine them. And I'm going to do one and then I'll do the other ones all at once. So what happens is, so for example, this Dustin Rhodes here. So what happens is you can actually go in and you can combine these so that it will turn into the special card. And that card can actually be redeemed for a physical card. And I'll give you a quick rundown of what that looks like. So actually, I'm going to do it. It's a bit dramatic, but here we go. It's going to combine 5 of 5. So it'll be deleted from my account. Deleted. But I will redeem it turn it into one physical card that I can actually access. So let me say yes. So I think you were spared the sound effect, but it's the sound of a vacuum cleaner. It's actually very loud and rather obnoxious. But anyway, so now this is a brand new card. So what happens is this card is basically like a gold foil variant that isn't available in regular packs. So rainbow foil parallel. So this card is now not only available for me here, it is also a card that can be converted into a physical item. So that is kind of cool from that perspective. So let me return to collection for a second. I'll turn on that attribute again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these other ones so that I have them available. And then I'll show you what the distinction is between the regular card and these other ones. So let's do the mass combine just to save me a little time here. If I can do that, that'd be great. Okay, so yeah, let's combine these here and we'll do that. Okay, so I've done that. So now I'm going to click combine for the 3. Same thing. See if it'll do it. I don't know if it'll have too much sound effect. There you go. Okay, so it spares me the sound effects on this one. So that's kind of nice. So it does them kind of as a group. There you go. So now all 3 of these, including the John Moxley, is now being converted into this rainbow foil parallel version. So that's cool. Okay, so now I've got those 3 cards. And what it does is it removes those other previous cards that I had and then turns them into these other ones that are now accessible in this manner. So I'll quickly go back to show all items. So we're going to go into that and then I'm going to do a little sort. So like I said, these other ones are going to stay as they are because these are currently all digital. Anything that has this little icon here will eventually be available as a physical card, but right now it's not available yet. It's currently pending. So we're going to go into attributes and we're going to say physical items because you can actually sort through it and show what's actually available to be able to convert over. So if you take a look here, Brandy Rhodes, these ones are already available for that, so that's great. And this Pyro, these rainbow foils are all available, which is awesome. So what happens with this, and the way you would get the physical card, so I'll just share that with you, is that you can actually combine, you can actually have them ship it to you directly, so that's option 1, or option 2 is you can actually have it sent over to your ComC account, and then from there you can choose what you want to do. Option 1 is you can certainly put it into your ComC port and actually go and sell the cards, so you can actually trade the cards that way. So you start off with the digital, turn it into a physical, and then moved it over to the account, so then you can choose when and if you want to ship it to yourself, or if you actually just want to be able to basically sell the extras. And I did that with a couple of these because, like, for example, these are from the new one here from this past this past pay-per-view at Double or Nothing. But I bought a bunch of these little packs from the previous pay-per-view, and I had like 4 or 5 Jade Cargills. And I was able to immediately put up a couple of the Jade Cargills, and I sold one for about $5 or $6 right off the bat. Basically got my money back for it, which isn't anything too crazy, but I had duplicates. I still have 3 more sitting around. So if somebody wants them, they can certainly make me an offer on them, and if that works for me, then it works for me. Otherwise, though, I can hang on to them, and I can certainly have them shipped to me directly from my ComC account. So it's a handy feature to have. So all of these cards are available for me to be able to do. So I'm going to transfer these over to my ComC account as well. And I can tell you from experience doing it the first time, I transferred about 140 cards. I hadn't done it before, but connecting my ComC account was very easy. And the process took maybe about 5 minutes. So within 5 minutes of me initiating it, I was able to transfer 140 cards from this ePack account over into my ComC account, and then I had them available so that I could immediately either have them shipped to myself or sell them or just let them sit there or whatever I wanted to do, which is pretty handy. Again, this isn't going to be for everybody because you do lose out the effect of actually opening packs. But I will tell you that in this digital ePack form, people have definitely pulled autographs and they've pulled, memorabilia. I've pulled a couple myself. And I've had better luck, frankly, in terms of odds with this than in a lot of the other physical ones that a lot of folks and boxes that folks have pulled. That said, like I said, it's not cheap. It's not the cheapest way to do this. But it's something to do if you want to kill a little bit of time. Like I said, I buy 3 or 4 packs at a time and I space it out. So I'm not sitting there committing to it. But if you wanted to, you could buy a digital box or even a digital case. I'll quickly go back and show you one more time just from earlier. But if you wished, it was $12.99 a pack, $199.99 per box. This is US dollars, so more expensive than the box I just opened. Or you can pay $3,149.99 and open up a whole case. Now, the thing is, if you open up a case, you will pull a couple of autographs. I think 4 if in a case, so if you meet the odds. But these prices are all in USD, so it's not cheap. But like I said, I just thought I would show this to you. A little bit of a compare and contrast between opening a physical box and opening a couple of digital packs. I've enjoyed doing this because, as I said, now I have access to those physical cards now in ComC. I sold a couple, which is great. And the other ones I'm probably going to have shipped over to me. And then from there, I will be able to add them to my collection. So 2 different avenues, 2 different ways. But I was able to get physical cards, including those rainbow foil ones that I just showed you. So those new ones now are going to be available to me, and I will have access to them and be able to pick and choose what I want to do. I'm probably not going to do a set of those, but it is nice to have the option where, okay, look, I opened up these digital packs anyway, so at least I get some other cards out of it. There are also achievements and other things that are related to some of these sets. I'm not going to get into the weeds on that. That could be its own video. But something neat, just a different contrasting way of doing it. So there you go. Give you a video where we actually opened up a real box and then compared it and contrasted it to the ePack experience. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a sense of some of the options you have out there for stuff like this. Anyway, so that's it for this time around. More videos coming up on the channel. I'm not going to do many box breaks, so I figured I would milk this one and actually take advantage of being able to do the comparison here. So more coming up in that sense. Live streams on Fridays generally. Next week we're going to do 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, kind of our standard time again for the summer. And then we'll kind of go from there, see what else is going on in the hobby world. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to throw them in there. I check them out and try to reply to them as soon as I can. Otherwise, thanks very much. We'll catch you in the next one.